Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Diamonds and Rough podcast. I'm joined with Nate. Bobby unfortunately couldn't make it again. Might be went 0-3 again. Who knows? But we did better this week. I went 2-1. I was pretty spot on with some stuff. I changed that Chargers line because I thought Vegas knew something.
You were right.
It was 2.5, and the Chargers won by 2. It was a trap. A true trap game.
Yep.
I mentioned how the Panthers don't want to play because of Matt Rule. Matt Rule gets fired.
Yeah, you ain't wrong.
But so I went 2-1.
Brought up the 1-2. I mean, I'll take that dub, but that Chargers, man, that was a heartbreaker right there.
Yeah, you also had Ravens, which that wasn't like a bad.
That was I got the two losses I had. I picked the team right. They just barely missed the cover. It was just that's the thing about gambling, man. It bites you.
Yeah, but Buffalo took care of it very easily. I said, don't worry about the points. They won by 35.
Yeah,
no doubt if you were watching that game.
No, from the second it started with the 98-yard Gabe Davis touchdown, I was like, yeah, this is going to be a long day for this.
Nate saw, I was like, all right.
I texted John. I was like, yeah, might have been wrong about that one.
Yeah, and then I had a tough beat with Philly because they were up 14-0, blew it.
Yep.
Could have had a touchdown, just out for the field goal, but
they definitely played well in that game. Proved why they're still undefeated for sure.
Yes, but last week doesn't matter. It's all about this week.
Moving on.
That's the fun with gambling, right? And spreads. It doesn't matter about last week. It's a new week. We got more lines.
There's always hope.
Until always hope. Until you check the bank account at the end of the week. All right. Thursday night game. I'm going to be honest, right? Also, that's another thing. I went with the opposite of what I wanted, what I thought Thursday night, and it worked. Indy covered. I thought Denver would win. They absolutely blew it. And as a Pats fan, it was really cool seeing Gilmore go back to his prime that game. But this one's a stinker. I don't even know if I'll watch it.
Yeah, I got to check my fantasy teams to see if I got anyone in that. But
hopefully you don't, because these are just two terrible teams.
It's not going to be a fun one.
Chicago at home, favored by -0.5. So basically, if it's a tie, Chicago loses versus Washington. So who do you think's going to win? Is really the thing. I think Washington's going to win. So I'm going to stick with last week. So I'm taking Chicago because I think Washington's going to win.
Yeah, you got to keep riding with that.
I got to keep riding it.
Yeah, you see, this game is so bad. It's even line. I'm just taking the home team here. I'm going to say the Bears pull it out. I think, they looked a little better again in the second half, at least against the Vikings. They almost mounted that comeback. Scared me in my survivor pool because I had the Vikings in that. So that was a sweat for the second half.
Still alive. That's not bad.
No, yeah, exactly. Undefeated so far in that. Haven't even had to buy back in. But so I think just the home team here, and I think the Commanders are very bad. I think they're trying to get Bryce Young or CJ Stroud here. I think they're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. So I'm gonna go Bears here.
A logical thing, I guess, if you want Bears, is the strength of Washington's their wideouts, and the Bears have a solid secondary, I guess, if you really want to get into it. But
yeah,
I don't know.
We'll see. I mean, yeah.
So everyone obviously thought this team would go 4-1. The Giants at home, +5.5 versus Baltimore. I fell into this trap of just the Giants. Why are the lines like this for the Giants? They're not good. And I think this is the week I reached to the point, and maybe this is the week it'll bite me. The 1 week I switch is not going to happen, but I'm looking at it like, why is it 5.5?
Yeah.
Baltimore is just much better to me, but I'm going to go Giants. I'm going to do it. Maybe this is the week it switches and the Giants show who they truly are. I don't know, but I'm going
Yeah.
Giants.
You see, you're not gonna like this either because I'm kind of thinking the same thing. And I'm feeling like this will probably be the week where it bites us. And well, I keep doubting this team, and they keep proving me wrong. They keep pulling out wins. I think Dable has absolutely changed the culture there, and I think he gets these guys up for the big games, and they're at home. The Ravens have looked kind of fishy so far this year, up and down. I think I think the Giants are going to be able to run the ball on them, and I think I'm going to go Giants here. I'm going to stop doubting them. Maybe they're for real. Seems like it.
I mean, Dable is an amazing coach. I'm ready to give him that. And honestly, the play style of the Giants is very Patriots-esque.
Oh, definitely.
It is, which is very odd to say.
Yeah.
On
the damn ball.
But yeah, plus 5.5 is always a sketchy line. But I'm huge on the Ravens this year. I think they're a great team. So it's kind of tough for me to bet against them. But
yeah, they haven't been consistent, and that's proven that they can. I still think they're the better team here, but they've proven that they can stoop lower to worse competition and give it up when they're not all locked in. So I think Dable will have these guys locked in. And I think they'll be able to cover the 5.5 here.
Yeah. Next up, Saints at home plus 1.5 versus Cincy. This line seems a little too small for me. I mean, Saints kind of struggled with Seattle last week, which I don't know. Maybe Seattle's for real. I watched Geno Smith and I'm like, this guy throws like he's Aaron Rodgers now. It's very odd.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did this offseason, but he seems like a very good quarterback.
He didn't write back. That's what he did.
He didn't write back. He did not write back. But Saints don't seem to show me a ton still, even though they won last week. And I think Cincy needs the game. So I'm going to go Cincinnati. Also, since we're on the Saints, blockbuster trade by me in fantasy. I traded DK straight up for Kamara.
Oh, wow. I like that.
Pretty spicy.
Yeah. I mean, DK's been good, but damn, anytime
he has been good.
Kamara in, I mean, you got to do that for sure.
Now I have Taylor, Dalvin Cook, and Kamara at the flex.
That is something right there.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Yeah. I like that. I like that trade for sure. I'm also going to go Bengals here. I mean, without a Taysom Hill masterclass blow up game, they would have lost to the Seahawks last week. Even if Jameis is back, honestly, I don't think he's gonna put them over that. And like you said, the Bengals need this game. Coming off that loss last week, that was a tough one for them. So yeah, this line just seems too low, and I said that many times last week, and it bit me. So hopefully that doesn't happen here. But yeah, I think I think the Bengals will get back on track this week, and like you said, I'm just not very impressed with the Saints. I think Bengals will definitely win here.
Yeah, it's definitely another sketchy line. I like to do all the picks and then make my locks, but this is in contention.
Exactly. Yeah.
Next up, Indy at home, minus 2.5 versus Jacksonville. So Indy finally favored after they've had some rough games.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just another ugly game. Jacksonville, everyone was writing that they're legit. I even thought they were legit. Then you have they blew up the game in Philly. They messed that up, and then they played Houston and they lost, right?
Yes, yeah.
They lost to the team that isn't trying to win in Houston. Damian Pierce had 17 broken tackles, which is a record for a week.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, I said it. The Texans just seem to have the Jags number. It's weird. I think I saw it 8 straight times that they beat the Jags or something like that. I saw it coming.
But at the same time, watching Matt Ryan Thursday night was one of the worst sports experiences I have had in a while.
That whole game, man, that was torture. And then they made us watch almost a full overtime of it.
Props to what I will say, if you're pro Colts is Alec Pierce. Really good.
Yeah,
I like him a lot.
I'm not liking it with all my Michael Pittman shares in fantasy, but he's looking like the wide receiver one the past 2 weeks.
Well, I'm just looking at it as Taylor should be back, Pittman, and Pierce. There's weapons for a very old Matt Ryan, and the defense. I know it's the Broncos, which again, at what point do we just say the Broncos aren't good and the offense isn't good? It is kind of a weird thing, but
I think it's at this point.
you think at this point we can't put any value into playing good defense against the Broncos?
Yeah, it's that team is just Colts defense is good for sure, but
Is Shaq Leonard back?
I haven't seen anything on him recently, but I'd assume with the long week mini bye there, I feel like he should be able to get back.
He played. He didn't play last week, but he played the week before.
Yeah, what was it?
He has a broken nose and a concussion, so he's probably not playing.
Okay, yeah, I knew he had the concussion. I didn't realize he had the broken nose too.
Either way, I'm gonna go Indy just because Jacksonville seems to be on a downward trend, and I don't know if I believe Lawrence can bring it back. I hope this isn't him spiraling out of control.
Yeah,
but
he's been tough. Yeah, you said this was 2.5, right?
2.5.
I think I'm also gonna go Colts, and I think I'll make this one of my locks here. I think, yeah, it's tough to use the Colts as one of the locks. I think the Jags are back to being the same old Jags. They haven't looked good the past, and obviously it was against Philly, so that was a great opponent, 5-0 obviously, but then you play the worst team in the league, the Texans. You play the undefeated to the what is it? Unwin, whatever you want to
winless,
defeated. That's what they were there. So they looked bad. I think the Colts, like you said, Jonathan Taylor should be back this week. I think Matt Ryan looks bad too, but that Jags defense doesn't really scare me too much. So I think, I think Colts will get back on track here. They seem to usually this year at least they win those games that they need, and right now they need another win for sure to stay in this AFC South race with the Titans are looking.
We're not far behind; they're half a game behind.
Well, okay, fair enough.
But I mean, but they need it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Because their schedule coming up, I'm sure. I haven't looked exactly into it, but I'm sure they're not going to have as many easy games here as the Jags. So I think they need this one, and I think they'll flex their muscles here. And the Jags, yeah, I think they may be done back to being the Jags. But
Nate's ready to call them out. The hype was fun, but you knew it was bad because like the Jags had their thing, and then all the professional sports like broadcasters are making in-depth videos on why the Jaguars are good now and all this stuff. And even I bought into it, and like everyone's like, the Jags are a good team now. You can't.
Yeah, I did. I fell into that trap too, and who knows? Maybe next week I'll be back on here saying, "Oh nope, the Jags are still good," but I don't think that'll be the case. I think I'm gonna go lock here and take the Colts.
Yeah, we talked too long for the Jags. So we're gonna move on.
Yeah, let's get to the next one.
Miami at home. Don't know who the quarterback is. Mm-hmm. Well, not Tua. I know it's not Tua.
Yeah.
Against Minnesota.
I'd imagine Bridgewater should be back because like it seemed like he passed every protocol, but that new rule is the one that took him out. So I feel like he should be back, but who knows at this point.
Yeah. Well, I'm going Minnesota. And I think I'm going to make it a lock. Minnesota did me right 1 week.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they can do it for me again. I think there might be a locker room issue in Miami, truthfully, because, there's the whole Tua concussion thing, wasn't handled properly, gets another concussion. Now he's still not football ready. He's not even ready for football activity. I think Tua was the leader of Miami, and there was belief there because they were 3-0. They beat Buffalo, they beat Baltimore, they beat New England. They beat good teams and historic teams, and it was like Miami is here now. And then to start the game in Cincy, they were looking good, and then he gets down, but he gets hurt, and it's going to be for a while because of poor management.
Yeah.
So there's, to me, a bit of turmoil in Miami because that Jets game was just ugly from a Miami perspective. I believe they got 40 points to the Jets.
Yeah.
So Minnesota's 4-1. They're on their high horse. I know they almost blew it to the Bears because they were up big, and then they, were very content on letting it go. But Minnesota's got it to me. 3.5 isn't unreasonable to cover. So
Yeah, I think I'm not loving how much we're agreeing here, but I guess who knows, maybe it's a good thing. But I'm also gonna go Vikings here because I just honestly think they're the better team, especially with Tua out. I think their defenses look pretty good. I mean, not great in that second half against the Bears, but I think they can handle whoever's back there at quarterback. And I think their offense has been flowing ever since that Eagles Monday night game, and I think Kirk's looked pretty good. What would he start? 16 for 16 last game. So I mean, I think Minnesota, I just think, is the better team here. I think they'll be able to run the ball against the Miami defense, throw it too. I think, I think they're going to cover here and win the game, I think.
Next up, Cleveland at home, -2.5 versus New England. Now, New England's my team, and I have never picked them in the spread. Never done it.
Fair enough.
And that's going to change. I'm going New England.
Nice.
I am not buying Cleveland still, even though, only lost by 2 to the Chargers and whatnot. Chargers are very injury riddled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't trust Jacoby Brissett really as far as leading an offense. Nick Chubb is amazing, but Bill Belichick loves to shut down your greatest weapon. And the Lions last week, great run game, amazing offensive line, made them look like the true worst team in the NFL, even though they were the highest scoring offense. That defense is looking good. Bailey Zappi, is capable enough to run the offense. He understands. I talked extensively on it, but he's being managed to a T. He is not going to be the reason they lose. He's not going to turn over the ball, and that's all you really can ask for. It's going to be some good old-fashioned Pop Warner football from the Patriots, and they're going to cover.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not picking against the Pats, and I'm not picking against my guy Bailey Zappi. He looked good out there last week. Had that interception, but it was not his fault at all. That was completely on Nelson Aguilar. So he almost had almost a perfect game last week, and led them to a shutout victory against the Lions. That defense is looking good. They shut down the number one offense, 0 points. I think Ramondre is feeling himself. He has been great, and you saw the Browns defense got shredded by Austin Eckler last game. So I think they're gonna keep playing the way they've been playing with Zappi. Like you said, let him manage it. Keep riding the hot hand in Ramondre Stevenson, and I think he's gonna run all over this Browns team. It seems a lot like last year's Patriots team. Start 1-3. Finally get their footing. I'm hoping that they go on a little win streak here. So I think they'll win the game, and I think they'll definitely cover the 2.5 here.
For sure. Next, Green Bay -6.5 at home versus the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you're never going to catch me saying the Jets are a lock. That's just not going to happen. I don't think those words will be uttered at least for like 5 years.
Yeah. No.
But I'm going Jets here. I believe the Jets are a legit team.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I don't see the Jets as an automatic win anymore, like they've been for I don't know how long. Zach Wilson's back, and I don't want to act like he's looking amazing, but I think the offense is better with him than Flacco, and Breece Hall is really emerging.
Yeah.
Like what they're doing over there, and the defense seems to be alive and active. Green Bay is definitely having their struggles, and one of these weeks they'll break that struggle and they'll put up 35, 42 points. Until that happens, I'm not going to believe it. It's one of those things I got to see it, and then I'll adjust my thoughts on Green Bay.
For sure. Yeah, I think I am going to go Green Bay here. I think I'm going to I thought last week would be the week that they, bounce back, have that blowout win. It looked like it was on the way to that, but then, they blew the lead in the second half, and not only did they not cover, they didn't even win the game. So I think Rodgers is going to be pissed here. I do think the Jets are a good team. I think they're a solid team here. I'm not going to go as far to say good, because it still is the Jets, and it's still, Zach Wilson he's still kind of a rookie because he missed so much time last year. So I think I think the veteran leadership on the Packers and that defense will hold down an offense that has looked really good the past couple weeks since Zach Wilson came back. But yeah, I think the Packers at home here, I think, will be able to cover. And yeah, I just think, I don't think the Jets will look as good as they have the past couple weeks. I think they're definitely still, a solid team here. But yeah, I'm going Packers. Think they'll be able to bounce back here in a big way.
All right. Our first disagreement from us. First up, the undefeated in the spread, Atlanta Falcons.
Okay.
Plus 5.5 at home versus San Francisco. Good quarterbacks win, great quarterbacks cover. That's what we have here.
Absolutely.
In Marcus Mariota, undefeated this year in terms of what really matters.
Yes, sir.
So will the Atlanta Falcons lose their first game in the spread is the question. I'm going to say yes, and here's my reason. San Francisco, to me, is getting on that territory of a historic defense. I know that is crazy to say. Statistically, they're already there. Eye test, they definitely pass that. They 100% pass that. I rarely see guys open. If guys are open, it's not by a lot. You have to be near perfect to score on this defense, I believe. With the Atlanta offense, I don't think they can do that. They are scary and they're pesky because when they have a big lead, that's when they somehow score points because the prevent's going on and whatnot. And that's why they've been so good against the spread. But I think San Francisco jump out to an early lead and that defense will be locked down the whole way through. I'm thinking some like a 27-3 type of victory, and the 49ers are going to be my lock. I'm not sure if they're going to be, my premier one, but they did me well last week.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And my guy, Jimmy G. Okay.
He's cooking right now.
He's looking good. Okay. He's been doing well.
Yeah.
He had that one blip with the Broncos game for sure.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
He's just a winner, man. That's all he does.
He's a winner.
He's
really a winner, and people are mad that he's a winner, but he is. So
yeah.
Going to be a dominant game from the 49ers, I believe. I know it's crazy. I'm going against the undefeated. It's bold for sure, but
the backdoor kings, the Atlanta Falcons. That's what it seems like every week. Yeah. Again, we're agreeing on these. So I'm not sure
you're not riding. You're not riding with Atlanta.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm riding with the hot hand and the Niners here. They've looked very, very good the past 2 weeks, I think.
Would you say they're looking like Super Bowl contenders?
I would say so. Yes.
Okay, yeah, because I got a lot of shit for saying now that Jimmy G's the quarterback, they'll be Super Bowl contenders again, and all of a sudden, that's what they look like.
We are, yeah. It just, like I said, Jimmy G just wins, man.
Just wins.
All he knows how to do. Like you said, this defense just flying around the ball. I don't think this offense is going to be able to push the ball downfield and really score too much against this defense. So, yeah, I think Niners here, and I think we're going to see here they're getting on a roll, and I think they're going to keep it going. Yeah, Super Bowl contenders. This is what Super Bowl contenders do: is they beat up on these teams, and I think they're going to do so again here against a tough against the spread Falcons team.
Yep. Now, speaking of not scoring much, we have Pittsburgh at home, plus 8.5 on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay's on the road. I know Tampa Bay hasn't looked good. You know how in basketball, you do whoever offense on like if a guy's a really bad defender. I think with spreads, my new thing is the Pittsburgh's the whoever team, that whoever they're playing, that's who I'm going with.
Yeah.
They benefited me week 1 when they were at full strength. Week 2, they let me down. Ever since, it's just been a real downfall there. And I don't think Kenny Pickett is good with all those weapons to only score 3 points on Buffalo when you're down the whole game. They just want you to score.
Yeah.
The O-line seems to be a big issue as far as the run game stands. And no TJ Watt means the defense is not as strong as it can be. Going Tampa Bay, considering a lock, except, Brady's mind is jumbled because his wife's leaving him. And,
Sad boy.
Also can't blame him. He's 45. Like, it's got to happen at some point. I don't necessarily think it's happening. His balls still look good to me. It's just,
yeah.
I think some with his mental's going on because he's not reading the defenses as he usually does, I feel.
Yeah, it's like he said in the preseason. There's just a lot of shit going on in his life, man. I think he just can't focus too well. But yeah, I think I'm also gonna go with the Bucks here.
Learned your lesson.
Yeah, I'm not falling into that Steelers trap again. Any other year, Steelers at home, 8-point underdogs. It's like, it looks enticing, but I'm not falling for it again. I think the Bucks, they looked pretty good last week against the Falcons. The Falcons got that back door. Yeah, they didn't look as good as they could have.
They could have lost it if it wasn't for the ref betting on the game, because
the worst roughing the passer call of the week.
He did it last week too. It was the same ref.
Yeah, last night was another bad one, but I think that might be the worst roughing the passer call I've ever seen. Like, that was just unbelievable. But I think they're gonna get it going here. That offense, I think they're gonna get on track this week, and I think the Steelers are in for a long season, man. They do not look good.
Real rough one.
Offense, defense, both sides of the ball just are not looking good. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks here.
And Pittsburgh's really in a pickle because now that you put Pickett in and benched Trubisky, you have to keep Pickett in, because if you bench Pickett, that's going to ruin him even more. You're stuck with him, and it might have hurt his development. I don't even know if it was the wrong decision. It's just kind of, if you are investing in sitting the guy and having him learn, once you put him in, that's it. You can't go back. And they've done that, and he doesn't seem ready at all. So
it just seemed like an impulsive decision, kind of just to mid-game throw him in there.
The fans were so mad, and
I get it.
Yeah. All I gotta say, and this is mainly in reference to the Red Sox last season signing Trevor Story, whenever the organization listens to the fans, it never works out. Like, if the majority of fans are mad because something doesn't happen and it's because of a negative result, it usually doesn't work that way, right? I think there's certain instances you can look at. For instance, the Red Sox were pressured to make a move because they didn't get Freddie Freeman or Max Scherzer. So they went, okay, well, Trevor Story's a big free agent. We can get him. That's not the right move. that is not the right move, because then signing Bogarts and Devers is a lot more difficult, and those are the guys you really need to keep. And here, people are sick of Trubisky and they want him gone, but you're the one who knows if Pickett's ready or not, and he just doesn't seem ready, and you just listen to Pittsburgh Steelers fans clamoring for this rookie you drafted.
Yeah, it seemed like a emotion. Maybe it was an emotional decision. I think a lot based on the fans. That they heard that a lot of the booing and stuff. Throughout the week, and yeah, I think, yeah, I still think Pickett's got a chance, but they really threw him into the fire here, especially mid game in his first game, and then against a tough Bills defense on the road in his second. So I think I'm hoping it didn't hurt his development there, but it's off to a rough start for his career right now.
I like having the guy wait. I wanted Newton to start last year. I think I will say probably the wrong decision. Mac was ready enough, and they knew that, and they made the right decision. But I think, for instance, Desmond Ridder with Atlanta is really going to benefit from this year of Mariota and him being able to learn. I like that prospect a lot. I think he's going to be phenomenal.
Yep.
He says he's going to bring a championship to Atlanta, and I could definitely see it happening. I think he's that good, and I think he's in the perfect situation right now. So I'm always leaning towards let him wait. It's a big jump. It's difficult. Better to watch a veteran, but the Steelers rushed it, I think.
The Pat Mahomes method.
Yeah.
Worked out.
That worked out for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Next up, Seattle at home +2.5 versus Arizona. Is it double XP weekend for Call of Duty? Do you know? Because it was last weekend.
Shit, I don't know.
It was last weekend, so
I
Arizona lost. So I'm guessing it can't be this weekend.
Yeah, no, I doubt it, because I think it was week 1 that it was too, and then it wasn't after that. So,
So for those of you who don't know what I'm referencing, Kyler Murray plays a lot worse when either a new Call of Duty game comes out or it's double XP weekend. He chooses to play Call of Duty instead of look at film. If you watch him, there's a lot of miscues he makes as a quarterback due to lack of film and understanding the game, which is attributed to playing video games. He hasn't won a game when it's double XP weekend. So this weekend, don't think you have to worry about it. It's part of why I picked the Philly spread, but last week, which didn't work out.
It's analytics right there.
That's just being smart.
They don't all talk about that. Not every sports podcast brings up the real information.
They want to say, like, I'm a joke and I'm funny and all this and that, but hey, it's now back-to-back weeks that JT and I have said something the Patriots should do, and then they do it. They just cut Lil Jordan Humphrey, and we've been clamoring for it for 2 weeks, and they finally did it. They listened to this podcast. But
yes, absolutely.
I just hate this spread.
It's always the 2.5s.
I'm gonna go Seattle, and it's because I really like Kenneth Walker, and he has the job now. Simple as that. Gonna leave it. No more analysis. Nate, what do you got?
Fair enough. Yeah, that's some good analysis right there.
No, it's not. I have no idea what's gonna happen.
I think I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here. I think Gino's looking good. That defense is absolutely not looking good, and I think
other than that one cornerback, the 6th round pick, is it like Travis Woolen?
Yeah, Woolen. Yeah, he is looking good. I think if any defense though can unlock Kyler Murray and unlock maybe what we thought that this offense could possibly be, I think it's a Seahawks defense, and I think, yeah, I like that Gino's been playing well. He's really been cooking, unlike Russ on the other side. But I think the Cardinals are finally going to look like a competent offense this week after they really haven't for too much this season. And I think 2.5. I usually like taking the favorite on that, just so you don't like the Chargers game last week, and it came back and bit me, which I'm scared here. So, but yeah, I think Cardinals. I think this is a little too low of a line, so I think I'll go Cardinals. Maybe they'll bounce back. like not double XP weekend, I'm guessing. So I mean,
Yeah, I don't think so.
hopefully don't have that. But if I find out that it is double XP weekend, I might have to change that. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Next up, we got the biggest spread of the week, minus 10.5 to the Rams at home versus Carolina. Carolina, new coach. They still got their guys. I believe PJ Walker will be starting.
yeah, because Baker's got the
XFL legend,
Oh,
some
yeah.
might say.
Seems like he gets a starting job like every year somewhere.
Yeah, it's almost like Carolina doesn't know, how to get a quarterback. I'm surprised it wasn't Darnold.
Yeah, is he still rehabbing? He might
What
still.
what what was his injury? Did he get hurt?
Yeah, I think they put him on the IR to start the year. He was, um, I don't think he's ready to come back, or maybe they just don't believe in him. They want to go with PJ Walker over him.
Which, oh jeez, it's just tough. You got Panthers, the Hornets. LaMelo Ball just got hurt. Although I'm a Hornets fan, I I hope LaMelo Ball recovers. Just take your sweet time recovering because we need to get Victor Wembanyama,
Oh,
which a podcast will be coming where we talk about that guy because he is generational and going to be ridiculous. But back to football.
alien.
Back to football. 10.5's a lot.
It's a tough one.
But there's it's one of those where there's no reason to take the points.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina has shown no reason that they deserve a pick.
Yeah.
But the Rams don't look good. They just don't. And
they are struggling.
They're a Cooper Kupp injury away from being a bottom 3 team. Truly, truly. That's wild to say, but he's the only thing keeping their offense afloat.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is kind of suspect because other than Darnold and Ramsey, I'm not even gonna say Bobby Wagner because he just seems too old.
Yeah, he does not have that same speed and agility that he used to.
Leonard Floyd is good, but I don't like them. I'm going crazy. I'm going wild. I'm going rogue. Someone stop me, but don't stop me because I'm doing it. Carolina plus 10.5.
Hey,
Taking the points. I'm believing in the XFL legend, PJ Walker. All he has to do is dump it to McCaffrey and something good will happen, I'm sure. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
If you want to play with fire, I mean, yeah, go, might as well.
Crazy, dude.
Go for it. Yeah. I was thinking, Panthers just fired Matt Rule. Like, maybe they'll come out here, get that, have that, energy that they haven't had all year. But I think I'm going to go with the Rams here. I think the Panthers are that bad.
I agree.
Yeah. Hey,
I agree they're that bad. I'm just
sometimes you got to take the points, and I get it. But here, I think the Rams have beaten so far the teams that they're supposed to beat mostly. I think they'll get back on track here. I just don't see any team that's, and obviously it's a big spread for sure, but I think I just can't see the Panthers putting up enough points to be able to keep it within this number. So I think the Rams will get back on track somewhat this week and go to 3-3 and cover that spread. It's a big spread.
Oh, they're definitely winning.
Yeah, no,
don't get me wrong. They are definitely winning, but
it's nothing. Yeah, there's no question about that. But I think they're going to look a lot better this week and take advantage of this very poor team that's been playing so far.
Kansas City at home, plus 2.5 versus Buffalo. I'm just gonna lock in that's game of the week for both of us because
gotta be.
You better say it is pretty much. That's the game everyone cares about.
Yeah, we all saw the playoff game last year, so I mean, better be like that.
We did, which is exactly why, Nate, I'm going Buffalo.
Okay. I like it.
There's got to be some revenge for that, right? Because if you lose to KC, I just feel like it's almost like you deserve to lose last playoff game, where I think if they win, they can feel better about themselves. Or like, if it wasn't for OT, we would have made the Super Bowl or whatever they could want to think, right? They kind of have to do it.
Yeah.
They got to win, right?
I think I'm going Chiefs.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I think the Chiefs are the better team. I think, I don't know about that, but I think, the revenge factor is a big factor. I think Chiefs at home, they're rolling right now. Almost lost that game to the Raiders, but then came back. I don't think anyone can stop Pat Mahomes right now, and Travis Kelce. I'm going Chiefs, and I'm just going to enjoy watching this game because it's going to be a real fun one.
Agreed.
Yes.
Next up, we have a real undefeated team in Philadelphia, -4.5 versus undefeated Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys. Nate, someone's got to stop them. Someone has to stop them.
The Rush.
I hate Philly. I hate them. I can't stand them. If Philly wins this game, I'm going to have to hear that they're undefeated for so many weeks. If you disagree with me, look at their schedule. It's possible. It is possible for them to go 17-0. Not betting on it, but it's possible. If they win this game, I might bet on it.
Get those odds. That's got to be some good odds.
I'm going Dallas. I believe in that defense. Cooper Rush is undefeated. He is a serviceable quarterback. I have said, I'm on record for this. There's no reason to start Dak Prescott until Cooper Rush gives you a reason not to. There's no reason to. And it's not that Cooper Rush is better than Dak Prescott, but what it is Dallas has so many great players, and they are playing up to their potential with Cooper Rush. And I think it's a psychological thing of Cooper's the quarterback, not Dak. We have to step it up. That's what they're thinking. Trayvon Diggs has been great. He had a not great game.
Yeah,
last game.
He got burnt by Cooper, and everyone gets burnt by Cooper Kupp. But,
to be fair, it was an unreal play by him. It was a one-handed snag, and then the safety missed the tackle, I believe. But yeah, everyone gets burned by Cooper Kupp, so I don't want to put that on Trayvon Diggs. He's been doing it for a year and a half, right? He got 122 yards against San Fran, which we just talked about them being a historic defense. So I'm riding with Cooper Rush until he gives me a reason not to, and then I'm putting Dak in if I was the Cowboys coach. But I'm going Dallas. Give me the points.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking real good.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of good points. But I think I'm gonna go Philly here. I think the Cowboys have looked good, but I think they've kind of been a little shaky in some of their wins. Obviously they looked good last week, but the offense wasn't terrific. It was a lot of defense and special teams really carried them, and I think they definitely still could carry them in this game. But I think that the Eagles' offense will be a little too much for them to handle. And I think that Eagles' defense is gonna give Cooper Rush his first loss as a starter, which
doesn't make sense.
It's insane that we're still saying that 5 starts into his career, but hey, he has looked good. But I think the Eagles will continue to roll, and I think they're going to cover here. I think I think they're going to do it. I think they are just too good, and I think they'll be able to get it done here at home Sunday Night Football. I think it'll be a good one, but I think that in the end they will cover the 5. You said it was 5, right?
4.5, yeah.
4.5, yeah. Okay, so I think they'll get it, and I think they'll keep rolling until who knows, maybe 17-0.
God, please no.
I hope not, but I'm gonna keep picking them until
you almost want them to lose when you're picking them. It's one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Like jinx them, and then they won't get it.
Monday night, Chargers -4.5 versus Denver. Nate, I'm gonna do something crazy.
Oh my. What are we doing?
Denver's winning. It's my final lock.
Oh wow. Okay. That is wild.
To me, the Chargers have all those injuries, and the Denver defense has shown it's a very good defense. It is elite for sure. They've shown that. That you can't deny. I think eventually there has to be a point where the Denver offense turns it around. There has to. And I honestly think them being at home has harmed the offense because they're anticipating boos.
Yeah.
The Chargers Stadium has the benefit of this. It's really not a road game. It's more of a neutral site game.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's going to be like half Chargers fans, half Broncos fans, right?
You can't feel that with the Chargers.
I don't think they're going to worry about the boos, and they're not going to have a silent count. I think this is the perfect time for the Broncos to get their offense right. And I also just have a feeling, I have a real feeling that they're going to shock people this week.
Okay. Yeah.
It's crazy, but that's what I got.
I get it. I just think I can't bet on Russell Wilson right now. I think it's to me, I think the Chargers have finally, their run game's finally working. They're finally giving it to Austin Eckler, which I've been asking for all season, and it's working. 2-0 since they started giving it to him. I think I'm going to go with the Chargers here. I think, like you said, like the home field doesn't really matter here, but I just think they're a lot better team than this Denver team, and I think Russell Wilson's hurt still, so I guess if you want to say hurt, but I think the Chargers are just a lot better team, and I think that they'll be able to pull it out. And I just can't trust Nathaniel Hackett and Russell Wilson right now.
That's valid. That's why I'm an absolute psycho for doing this, truly. But I've been doing well lately with these picks, and I'm feeling good about it. That's it. I don't know why. Sometimes I just have this hunch about stuff, and when I listen to the hunch, it works out. Did it last year with Pats Chargers. Said Pats were winning money line. People thought I was crazy. I said the Buccaneers would win the Super Bowl when Tom Brady got there in August. I was called crazy the whole year. People would call me, say, you need to take that back because that's just absurd. I stuck with it. They won. Believe that.
Mm-hmm.
I bought a shirt for $5 like 3 weeks ago that said they won. So I can remind everyone when I wear that shirt, I said it. And even the Cam Newton Ravens game, I was like, the Patriots are winning. I don't know why. They're just going to. I have this hunch sometimes, and for some reason, the hunch is coming up for the Denver Broncos.
I like it. I get it.
Don't know why, but
could happen. All right.
You still need 2 locks.
Yeah,
also, my lock of lock is the Niners, just to.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I was just going through all of them, trying to see which ones. I think I'm gonna go with the Bengals for.
Okay, I like that.
I think that's gonna be my lock, my big lock of locks. I just think, I think they need this game, and I don't think the Saints are good enough to hold them off in this one. And I think for my third lock, I think I'm gonna go Bucks. Like I said, not falling into the Steelers trap again, and I think Bucks will get back on track and really, take advantage of this poor Steelers team that we've seen the past couple weeks. And who knows? I think the Steelers might be tanking for one of those. Well, obviously they're not going to draft a quarterback, but who knows? CJ Anderson and
CJ Stroud,
TJ Watt on the same team.
Oh, Will Anderson, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, Will Anderson. Yeah.
Well, Nate and I picked a lot of the same games, I will say. But the cool thing is we have different logs. So for those, parlay this, it's guaranteed to hit.
Oh, absolutely.
49ers spread, Minnesota spread, Denver spread, Bengals spread, Indy spread, Bucks spread, guaranteed to hit. Parlay it.
Locks.
All locks certified by us for sure.
We're never wrong.
Yeah, Nate and I are going to put this in as soon as we end it. But and then obviously KC Buffalo's the game to watch.
Yes, that one, revenge on the mind. Absolutely, that should be a real fun one.
For sure. They're going to be hyping it up the whole week, so just get ready.
It's all
Although
about the-
football starts Thursday, I don't know if I'll be watching. I'll be straight with you, but probably watch
can we call
playoff
that-
baseball instead.
Yeah, can we really call that football?
Can we? I don't know, but that's it from us. Thank you everyone for listening. And we got a couple pods coming up. NBA preview, both the conferences. I'm recording that Thursday night. And then I wanted to do a pod on Victor Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson because they are generational prospects and people need to be aware of them. So that's what to look forward to. And obviously we're keeping with the spreads weekly and the Pats reviews weekly. But
Absolutely.
thank you everyone for listening. Nate, thanks for coming on.
Of course. Thanks for having me again.
And see you next time.